Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is the Eye Behind the Empire, where we talk about what's really going on behind your business. I'm a fractional COO and tech strategist who believes freedom starts with clarity, and if your back end's a mess, you'll feel it everywhere. Because what you can't see might be what's holding you back. Let's fix that. Here's the truth. If your business can't run without you, you don't own a business, you own a job. And today, we're going to fix that. Welcome to the Eye Behind the Empire, the show where we simplify the operations, systems, and tech behind a thriving, scalable business. I'm Mandy Maleta, CEO of Illumina Ops Solutions, and I help business owners step out of the weeds and into their brilliance by creating businesses that run with more clarity, more structure, and a lot less chaos. Today's episode is a special one. This was originally going to be a guest interview I was scheduled to do, but the timing changed, and I realized the message needed to be shared anyway, so I'm bringing it straight to you right here. Let's dive in to the main problem of if your business can't run without you. Now, most business owners are running amazing companies, but living in operational chaos. They're wearing all the hats: CEO, admin, tech, customer service, marketing, everything. And I mean, yeah, that's how we all start out. We all start out as solopreneurs. Nobody wakes up on a Tuesday, decides to start a business, and has 17 team members. It doesn't happen that way. So I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with how we start out of doing and being everything. But if you want to scale, you know that the dream of delegating has to move from delegating someday to actually happening. And the truth is, you don't become ready to delegate, you prepare to delegate. So let's talk about what delegation readiness actually looks like before you ever make your first hire. Your first hire, or hiring in general, is not about having the money for a hire. I mean, yes, obviously you have to be able to pay the person, but what you really need to have is clarity for that new hire. Delegation starts by defining what you do every day. You can't hand off what you haven't outlined. You got to have some sort of scaffolding in place in order to hand things off to a person. And so some examples of documenting or what you can outline as far as you do is documenting recurring tasks, organizing your digital workspace, writing simple checklists, or even recording looms of processes that you do. So delegation isn't an event. It's a foundation you build long before someone joins your team. So when I talk about delegation and making checklists or documenting what you do, maybe even creating some SOPs, some standard operating procedures, people tend to get scared and kind of look at me like, oh my God, that's just one more thing that I have to do. And yes, it's another thing to do, but don't make it difficult. Don't make it complicated. You don't need a fancy Notion board. You don't need some branded fancy PDF for your SOPs. You can literally write it down, or better yet, put it in a Google Doc. And it doesn't even have to be full sentences. You can just bullet point things kind of in shorthand that makes sense to you to get it out of your brain. Because I guarantee you're going to start putting stuff down and you're going to go, why the fuck am I doing that? Why is that part of my process? Why am I doing that? Why am I not having somebody else do that? So, I mean, yes, it's all living in your head right now, but you need to get it out. And the simplest way is to just start typing. It does, like I said, does not need to be something crazy formal. And so what this does is it guides you towards operational freedom. And so, what operational freedom really means is your business runs smoothly without constant intervention. And it doesn't mean that you disappear from your business. It means that your time is spent on high impact work. And so why would you want to build operational freedom early? Well, it helps you avoid burnout. It creates space for creativity and strategy. It helps prepare for team support. It helps you scale sustainably. If your brain is the only operating system your business has, that's not a system, that's stress. Okay? And we got to move out of that. So there's a mindset shift to this, because your brain's going to go, well, it's just faster if I do it myself. Yeah, it is. But how much time in the long run is that eating up for you? And this is like one of the biggest lies that entrepreneurs tell themselves. It's just faster if I just do it myself. It's easier if I just do it myself. And yeah, doing it yourself saves time today, but it costs you time forever. I mean, if you think about it, one Loom video can save you hours for years. If you just make a Loom video of the process, then you can share it with somebody and they can take over doing it. My team members get a lot of Looms from me, a lot, because I can just record it and say what I need to say and do what I got to do and show them. And then they have it and it just lives out there forever until, they don't need it anymore. So I say start with micro delegation. Okay, so you don't have to dump every task from your plate right away. Start with micro delegation, tiny tasks, low stakes handoff, easy wins. So just think, every time you document a task, you're buying back future hours. And so I always suggest the best place to start, because this can be another question that you have. Well, where do I start my business? What do I start with? Do I start with marketing? Do I start with operations? Do I start with client onboarding? Because client onboarding is money coming into your business, and you want to make money coming into your business as simple as possible. You do not want friction there. And client onboarding sets the tone for that relationship at that moment in years to come. And I have a whole other episode that I'll record on white glove onboarding and how that can look at a later date. But your client onboarding should be the same pretty much every single time. I mean, yeah, you're going to have an outlier here and there, but like 99.9% of the time, it should be the same. So that is really easy to document and hand over to somebody else to take care of, or to make sure that it gets automated and those kinds of things. So here's some practical steps for those of you that are not quite ready to hire yet, but we can start preparing you. So create maybe like a central digital brain, if you will. So again, yeah, this could live in Notion, ClickUp. It could be a Google Doc. I mean, keep it simple. And then I want you to record one reoccurring task. Example of this: every time you onboard a client, they need a welcome email. That is a reoccurring task. That is a no-brainer. That is an easy thing that you can automate, which leads me to my next point. Build one automation. Set that up. Take that off of your plate. Okay? Then maybe template one email you send frequently. If you send a weekly update or bi-weekly update to clients, template most of it out, so you're not having to recreate the wheel each time. And then map your client journey on paper. So this, ties back to the onboarding piece, map that out. Now, the easier you make your business to operate, the easier it becomes for someone else to support you later. All right. So, what are some signs that maybe your business is a little too reliant on you? Sales pause when you're busy, or you avoid launching because you can't handle more work, or your team, if you have one, waits for your approval on everything. Taking a vacation feels impossible. You feel like you have to be on 24/7. If stepping away creates a bottleneck, your business has hit its operational ceiling. So here's like a real world recent example. I was sick for about a week and a half. My business kept running because my team members had tasks, they had things handled. People, like, my business just kept running. Things were fine. My team members really didn't, I don't even think I heard from them. They didn't need anything because they, can be free to just make decisions and do things. And so this is a good reflection moment for you. And I urge you, if you have like a business coach or therapist or somebody, to maybe go through this with them, because this is part of that mindset shift of, I can just do it myself. It's just easier that way. And also like a control aspect, and just, it's our baby. Our businesses are our babies. We're very attached to them. Of course, we want to see them succeed, and we can get a little bit hesitant to hand some pieces off. And so, building that trust. And so that's why I said earlier, starting with smaller tasks, easy wins, those kind of things, to build that trust so that your brain can start recognizing, I can do this. I can hand something off. It will get taken care of, and everything will be fine. So that's, you got to start small and kind of build that muscle. So this quick story is one of my favorite conversations to have when a client starts working with me, because they'll come to me, they're at that point. They're overworked, overwhelmed, wearing way too many hats. They've been the solopreneur forever. Maybe they have a VA, maybe not, or maybe they've had another team member here and there, maybe not. But they've reached their level. The ceiling is right above them. They cannot go any further. And so we start working together. And, I tell them, things are going to start coming off of your plate, and you are going to become inspired to do things differently in your business. And I usually say that on the first call, and their face is usually like, yeah, right. Like, they can't envision it in that moment because they're so overwhelmed. There's so much in their brains. And usually a few calls later, it's, oh my gosh, I have all these ideas for my business. Oh my gosh. Or I'm getting texts or emails about, I have this great idea, or I have this new funnel, or I have this new course, or, the creativity explodes. Now, that leads us to another step where we have to determine what's realistic and what's shiny object syndrome, but that's for another day. But it's just, I absolutely love that piece when that happens for people, because you can see the relief, you can see the joy come back into their lives, you can see them love their business again, and they feel inspired, and they can see that it can grow, and they've moved past the ceiling, which is what I want for you. Now, AI is really big. Also, automation is a big piece of delegation. And so you got to think about, when it comes to delegating, using automation and AI and kind of finding that sweet spot. Because I know that And can be another hang up for people. It's like, well, I want to automate things, but I'm not a robot, and I don't want my clients to feel disconnected from me. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. We don't want that at all. So automation amplifies your capacity. It doesn't replace your humanity. And so we have to keep that in mind. We automate repetition, not relationships. And you use AI for drafting, documenting, and brainstorming. And so you keep the human touch in places where trust and connection matter. Automation should make you more available for the human moments that matter. So keeping that in mind, I mean, no, you're not going to be able to, I mean, you could, I don't recommend automating every little itty bitty piece of your business. Not likely. Or every single client communication. I don't recommend. But of the pieces, especially like client communications that you do automate, it's great to have AI to kind of like draft those things and help you come up with something that does sound and feel personalized, but that can be sent out, over and over and again and apply to everybody that it comes to. AI is also super great for documenting things. And I mean, I can't believe I forgot to mention it. If you don't want to use, ClickUp or Notion or Google Docs for keeping track of your tasks, you could use ChatGPT or, Claude, whatever you use, and, just start putting it in there. And as you put things in there, you can ask it like, what am I missing here? What of these items do you think I could realistically take off my plate and either automate or give to somebody else? And it can help you work through those items. Now, let's talk about what changes when a CEO steps out of the day-to-day. When you get out of the weeds, you're going to shift from reactive to strategic. And so this is what I was talking about earlier, with clients when they come to me. I mean, they're so here, the weeds are all above them. I mean, they cannot see out in front of them, which is why the creativity stops, because you can't see further than the blades of grass in front of you. But when I come in and I, mow things down, kick you out of the weeds, you have a clear vision, and it's like all these things come to you. So your creativity returns, decisions become easier. You lead instead of manage, and then your business grows because you're not the bottleneck. Operational freedom isn't just a systems shift, it's a personal identity shift as well, if you allow it to be. So here's a first step that you could take this week, even today. So record one Loom video of yourself doing a task you repeat often. And that alone can start your operational foundation. Record a Loom or, document, like I said, just one thing. That's all you got to do. Now, you don't have to overhaul your business to create operational freedom. I don't want you to feel like that. I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, I got all these things to do now. I got, I don't want it to feel like just one more thing added to your plate. I want you to think of it as an important item of growth that I need to do in order for my business to scale sustainably like I want. And this one item is going to unlock more freedom. And I want you to come at it from that angle. And so set aside 30 minutes, maybe an hour if you need it, and just do that one thing and make a concerted effort to try to continue to do that each week or each time you think of it. And you'll start to notice as you work through things, you'll be like, oh, that's something I should document. Oh, that's something I should document. Oh, why am I doing that? That could probably be automated, or, oh, somebody else could be doing this. And you're going to start kind of coming up out of these weeds, kind of looking down on things, realizing all these things that you have been doing, because I mean, who else was going to do them? And you'll start to see really where you can start to make some changes, right? So just, you deserve a business that supports your life, not one that consumes it. And right now you're being consumed, and you need to be, supported. You need to have a regular life. You need to be able to take time off. All right. So if you want to find out exactly where your business is getting stuck, take my free quiz. Is your business ready to scale? It's at illuminaops.com/scale quiz. Link is in the show notes. If you enjoyed today's episode, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next as we dive deeper into building a business that runs on clarity, simplicity, and brilliant systems. And of course, you can connect with me on all the socials. I share behind the scenes operation tips quite frequently. I love you all. Thank you for joining, and I will see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening to The Eye Behind the Empire. If today's episode helped you see your business more clearly, be sure to follow the show and share it with another CEO who needs it. And if you're ready to turn your hidden brilliance into operational freedom, visit illuminaops.com to learn how we can make it happen. Until next time, keep your focus clear and your empire aligned.